Right now, you are taking a live look over the Capitol building as the impacts continue to be felt amid the longest government shutdown in American history. Democrats and Republicans do remain at an impasse as American families are feeling those impacts, and we've been getting reaction to all of this from Republicans, Democrats, everyone in between there. And I do want to continue that coverage as we bring in Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us this morning and discuss all of this.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. And first off, I did want to ask you here, kind of getting right into it, as we talk about the ongoing shutdown, what do you think needs to happen here to end it once and for all?
Well, I've been calling for Democrats in the Senate to vote on the CR that we passed in the House to reopen the government. And if they're unwilling to do it, over a month ago, I asked that my Senate Republican colleagues use the nuclear option and override the filibuster and pass the CR themselves. This is too much chaos for the American people. And it's a lot for people to take, especially coming off the heels of the Biden administration, where we saw record high inflation, record high in 40 years. There's many Americans that are in financial crisis today because of this. Credit card debt is at an all-time high, and we're seeing real softening in the economy as we may be headed for a recession here as we go into the holidays. For me, myself, I think this is enough political drama, and I'm calling for both sides, Democrats and Republicans, to do their job and go ahead and fund the CR so we can get back to work.
And of course, a lot of people have questions about all of this amid what really needs to happen. But as far as the impacts on people, your constituents there in Georgia, what are they telling you? What are you hearing from them about how they're impacted?
Well, my district overwhelmingly voted for President Trump, as I did. I campaigned for the president for the past 5 years, really. I was one of the few Republicans that stood with him early on as he pursued the race in 2024. And my district is a rural district. There's financial hardship there. Many small businesses were shuttered because of COVID lockdowns. They're still trying to get back on track with education and schooling, as that was damaged as well through the COVID era. But they also really want America First policies. This is what they voted for. This is what I campaigned on. This is what means the most to me, is getting to work for Americans. And that's why I'm in Washington this week, urging both sides that, hey, everybody, we're all elected by the American people. We need to do the job for the people that elected us. And I'm pushing hard on my own Republican Party to put into action their America First promises that they made to the American people.
And Speaker Johnson not having the House convene here for several weeks during the shutdown, what are your thoughts on that overall?
I find that absolutely unacceptable. The American people are going to work every single day. The American people are the ones that voted for us to represent them. The American people are the ones that pay the taxes that literally fund the government, where we receive our paychecks. I'm not taking a paycheck during the shutdown, but I know some of my colleagues are. And so I think it's absolutely the worst move, and it's the worst political move to have the House in recess and for us to not be here working.
Do you believe right now, as we talk about, the situation that's taking place here with the shutdown, do you believe that Republicans as a party right now are unified? Are Republicans fractured? Somewhere in between? What are your thoughts?
Well, it seems like Republicans in Washington, D.C. may be unified, but I don't think they are across the country. I think there's a lot of disenfranchised 2024 voters. And I think that was clearly obvious in Tuesday's election. Now, there's pushback against me saying, well, we knew Virginia, New Jersey, and New York would go Democrat. And of course, that's true. I said the same thing, but I'm from Georgia, and we lost 2 statewide public service commission seats, and we lost them heavily. Democrats won those seats at 60%. Republicans only got 40%. There's other races in Pennsylvania and Mississippi proving the same thing, that voters are not happy. But really, I'll push everyone to pay attention to the true financial hardship that Americans are facing right now. And this is very much affecting my children's generation, who are 22, 26, and 28. And that generation is looking towards the future with very little hope. And so for me personally, I ran for Congress in 2020, criticizing Democrats and Republicans almost equally, that Congress and Washington, D.C. always fails the American people. And I think the alarms are blaring right now. I don't think Democrats have the high ground at all. What they did over the past 4 years has damaged this country in so many ways. But I don't think Republicans have the high ground either, because they're guilty in many ways of creating the $38 trillion debt that we are all in. And so my argument and my pressure is on everyone here in Washington to get to work doing our jobs and for once to serve the American people.
I did want to ask you, because you mentioned pushback that's been received. What do you make of some of the pushback that you personally here have received over the past several days and weeks?
I see some pushback on social media, but everywhere I go in person, I have people coming up to me nonstop and thanking me and telling me they support me. My office is also flooded with phone calls of support, because there's not a lot of people talking about the affordability crisis and the health insurance crisis. And I've been pushing very hard for my party, Republicans, to come up with a solution for this. And I find it absolutely unacceptable that we haven't done that. Democrats created this health insurance financial crisis when they passed Obamacare. And then again in 2021, when they passed the ACA tax credits, that, by the way, they are the ones that set the date for those to expire this year. But again, my party hasn't come up with a solution to fix it. And Americans are going to go into debt and have to drop their health insurance plans because open enrollment has caused them to see the numbers that they will not be able to pay for starting on January 1st.
And my last question here before I let you go, your relationship with President Trump, do you think that it is the same as when his campaign kind of started for re-election? And, you know, you were very supportive of him. You were out there front and center. And have you seen any sort of change? What is your relationship like with him now?
I still support President Trump, and I very much want to see his administration be successful. But at the same time, I will call out things that I see are going wrong. And right now, I see things going wrong. And the proof is in the numbers, and the proof is coming from the American people's mouths. We got to do a better job, and we need to put America first.
All right. Marjorie Taylor Greene, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here and help discuss all of this. Anything that we missed, anything you want to add here before I let you go?
I want to add that for my district, I've been putting out information where if anyone's having a tough time, they can find resources, food banks and community resources that are helping the community. And then also I ask people in my community if you're willing to donate to that same group of wonderful centers and resources that are helping many people in need. But thank you very much.
All right. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, thank you again for taking the time on this Friday. We appreciate it.
Thank you.